Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Friday episode here of the Payoff Pitch. I'm, of course, Jason. He's the Hockey Squirrel. He's coming right back. He had to step away and get a coffee. Appreciate you guys kicking off your Friday afternoon with us. We're, of course, going to talk this entire baseball slate, give you guys some leans and bets for every single game. And we're, of course, powered by BetUS, a fantastic sports book. Down in this video description, you can find a link that'll easily hop you on over to BetUS. And among other things, you can take advantage of their fantastic sign-up bonuses. We've got the comment section open. So go ahead and drop in a comment. Let us know what some of your best bets are. Let us know what some of your leans are of the day. And I always like to hear you guys' thoughts. There's the squirrel. There he is. Hey.
Oh, hey, we're live, huh?
Oh, hey, what's going on, man?
I had to get that morning coffee. I was like, I'm not going to sit here for a half an hour talking baseball and not have my jitter juice, so to call it. Oh, yeah, dude. So,
well, tell the people what's going on in quick hits. What's going on that brain
oh,
of yours?
Man. Well, yesterday was okay. It was all right. I had that Colorado over and started off excellent, man. We were 3-3. We had 6 runs in the first 5 innings, then they just kind of stalled out. Other than that, though, we had the Phillies game in the first 5 that went over. That was fun.
That was
Good
easy.
start to the day. Just kind of a little bit of a letdown there when they stalled in the end of the evening, but we're back today. I think a lot of favorites today. I think there's a lot of teams that are residing around that minus 170 price, which I think is kind of justified for a lot of them, but not all of them, I think. So I think we have some good stuff to talk about today, though.
Cool. Yeah, I look forward to it. Some of the things I want to talk about here in quick hits is I want to get some business out of the way. Heartbreaking for me to share this news with you guys, but I'm not going to be able to put together a show next week. We've got some major child care issues, so there won't be the payoff pitch live. That being said, I've gotten really stinking good at putting both kids down at the same time at about 1:30. So when the kids both go down at 1:30, I'll just hop on YouTube live, give out my bets, talk about every single game. If I'm doing it by myself, I'll do it by myself. If somebody's able to join, obviously that would be great. So I won't wait until later on in that day, though, to give you guys the bets. So just make sure you follow me on Twitter. I want everybody to get the same value as me, so tweets will come out in the morning time. But there will be no payoff pitch next week. I'm gutted just like you guys are, but do know that around maybe 1:30, Central Time every single day, I'll just kind of jump on live, and if you're available, come over here and hang out with me. Another thing I want to talk about here in quick hits is Adon. God, what a great play that was. This guy is a cash cow. I don't follow the Action Network, but somebody I follow retweeted the Action Network. Listen to this stats for Adon here of the Nationals.
Okay.
14 starts. The Nationals and the F5 are 0-13-1 in his 14 starts. Adon starts on the money line. They're 1-13. Yeah. National starts when he's on the bump are 2-12 on the run line. There's a reason we fade this bum every single start. If you're not fading Adon, you are just missing out on cash. And then the last thing I want to say, there are so many plays that fit my system. It's like a system play orgasm today. We're just going to just
Lord.
I got so many good plays for you guys. I've got every bet today at plus money. No juice today. Everything's at plus money. Let's go ahead and put some money in your pocket on this fine Friday. Let's start it off with second inning around the bases. What game do you want to kick off the show with, Squirrel?
Well, I mentioned favorites, and among those favorites, I tried to sit down and boil down the absolute favorite, so to speak. And there were some pitchers I didn't really want to go against, some things that didn't totally make sense until I hit the very first game of the day. And that is the Tampa Bay Rays on the road with Shane McClanahan against a pretty awful Cincinnati Reds. Not to say that Luis Castillo is awful in himself, but just everything else that the Reds have to offer, whether that is, their batting, whether that is especially their third worst bullpen after Castillo comes out, and the Rays really, I think, top 3 or top 4 offense. They've been absolutely killing it. And when you really take a look at Shane McClanahan's record, not only is he 9-3 in his record, but all that same 9-3 or 75% cash has also happened on the run line. So he's 9-3 on the money line, 9-3 on the run line as well. So I was trying to sit there and think, is this worth paying the minus 180 or minus 170 price point or wherever it happens to be at the moment? Or is it worth trying to take a run line? Well, we know that we like run lines better when a team is on the road, which they are here today. We see a 75% win, both money line and run line for Shane McClanahan. A large bullpen, starting pitching advantage, not necessarily a bullpen advantage because the Rays haven't been premier in that category, but they have been pretty elite offensively. So I think for the offensive matchup that you're getting for the Reds, pretty dog shit bullpen there, that you really, I'm leaning towards the run line there on the Rays on the road with McClanahan.
You know, the thing I've noticed with that Reds bullpen, you've mentioned how terrible it is. God, it's god awful. Have you noticed lately, if you go look at their starters, they're giving them a longer leash even when they're getting rocked. They just don't want to get in that bullpen because they know the bullpen's going to get hit. They're like, maybe the starter can just get us through 6 even if he's getting hit. I mean, it's just a bad situation right now in Cincinnati. All right, Rays run line. Incredible hit right there at 75%. Absolutely love that. I'm going to go ahead and kick off this second inning of Around the Bases with the Marlins and Mets. I'm doing the Marlins F5 team total over 1.5 runs at even money. You want to talk about a system play? The Marlins are going up against Chris Bassett. This is the 3rd straight start he's going to be facing the Marlins. I don't know if I've ever seen that outside of maybe dipping in the postseason, but sure enough, 3rd straight time they've seen him. And it's cashed in one of those 2 previous times. Look, I could go through and give you guys the stats there for the Marlins. They're about mid-table versus right-handers, but I'm really just playing on 3rd straight time, like really? And they're not going to hit him for at least 2 runs. They've already done it one of the 2 previous times. This thing's everything that I like to handicap baseball, so it's a no-brainer play. You're going to give it to me at even money, only asking me to get 2 runs. Yeah, sign me up. It's everything I look for in a baseball handicap. So I'll take that Marlins F5 team total over 1.5 runs at even money. What's the second game you want to talk about, Squirrel?
What's an aquatic baseball pick? What are we talking about in the chat here?
What's going on?
So somebody asked for aquatic baseball picks. Is there something I'm missing? I have no idea.
I'm not sure either.
Do you remember yesterday we had talked about briefly, is any team worth plus 300? And that was in the Royals game, and they damn near pulled it. I mean, they gave them a run for their money, right? And so if you were to have sprinkled or a little bit of a dusting on plus 300 for the Royals, you would have had some fun with that and stood a fairly legitimate chance at actually cashing that, right? Another thing I'm looking at today where it just seems a little bit off, a little bit weird, and when I mentioned it to you, you had told me that there's a couple guys missing out of the Yankees lineup, which could drag the line down a bit, and it really did. That was Aaron Judge, and who else did you say it was?
Rizzo were the 2 guys probably not going to play tonight.
Gotcha. So the only thing for me to fear in the side of the Red Sox is Connor Siebold. Because when I look at the left-handed offensive numbers for the Red Sox, they're ranking like number 3. And yeah, it's Nestor Cortez. Very, not something you want to necessarily go against, but plus 140. And as we talked about, when the Yankees were sitting at minus 150, had Aaron Judge and whatnot been in the lineup, this line would easily be over like minus 200, would it not? So are those 2 guys worth that much? Is plus 140 too much of a price point when, I'm seeing 97% of the money on the Yankees with a line that looks quite low. It feels weird to me. It could be a potential upset. Maybe one of those sprinkle type games, one of those dusting type games. I just want to put out the warning today that the Yankees might not be the best of favorites to go hammering with your, minus 170 lines.
Yeah, you're right. They just got to get past that Siebold guy. If they can get a decent start out of him, I think with their left-handed pitching, I think you're onto a good money dog play right there for sure. The other game I want to talk about here and Around the Bases is Cubs and Dodgers. I like that Cubs F5 team total over 1.5 runs at plus 110. We know the Cubs have been good most of the season versus left-handers. They're about average right now in batting. They're hitting 16th, but they're bringing a lot of power to the plate. 5th in slugging, and they're doing good at drawing walks, which brings their on-base percentage up to 10th. What I really like here is another really system play. I'm really going to target Tyler Anderson. here are the Dodgers. They've got a lot of history against him. Remember, he was a Pirate last season, so obviously they faced off a lot there in the NL Central. Well, earlier this season when they faced off in 2022, he got a cash, and they faced him 4 times in 2021, and this bet cashed in 3 of those 4 starts. So this Cub team just knows him from his days of being a Pirate. They proved it earlier this season in getting a cash of 2 runs in the first 5 innings. You're giving me another bet at plus money. A Cubs team that always comes out firing, right? This is one of the best YRFI teams in all of baseball. It's another no-brainer bet. I don't know why we're getting us at plus money, but I'll gladly bet it. It's over 1.5 runs in the first 5 innings for the Cubs at plus 110. Let's shut up and give these guys some pitching props. Who are you going to target today on the bump?
I normally try to go over on strikeouts or things like that. I'm wondering, honestly, if Nestor Cortez has it in him to get 6 strikeouts against the Boston Red Sox, who are so good against left-handed pitching, in a pitching prop. You'd be targeting the offense of the Boston Red Sox. You wouldn't have to worry about Siebel. That has nothing to do with the Red Sox pitching. It's juiced a little to the under, and I think for good reason. Boston is not a super high strikeout team from what I can tell here, looking at the numbers. Some of the highest right now are sitting at 30% strikeout rate for, I think, Cincinnati and the LA Angels. We're down around 20 or just below 20% for the Red Sox. So, I think I would maybe go with an under 5.5 strikeouts for Nestor Cortez against the Red Sox and their left-handed offensive numbers.
All right, for my pitching prop, I'm going to support your Rays run line pick with Shane McClanahan going over 7.5 Ks. We're getting another one at plus money. It's at plus 116. It's cashed in 5 of his last 6 starts. It's cashed in 10 of his last 16 overall. And the 5 of those 6 misses all missed on the hook. So this guy is going to be right there, and you're getting this one at plus money. The Reds currently versus left-handers, they've cooled off a little bit. They've got the 9th most Ks versus left-handers, and they have the 14th best batting average. So a team that we normally see doing well against left-handers, not currently so right now. I love everything about this kid. I mean, we've bet him multiple times. Most recently, we cashed that Blue Jays F5 team total under. We've taken McClanahan on over and under. I love him. We know everything about this kid. He's going to go deep in the game because the bullpen isn't quite firing on all cylinders right now. He's going to go 6-7 innings, and I expect him to get over 8 Ks in the process. So I'll sign up for a good plus money bet for a guy who's cashed this in 5 of his last 6. Do you have another pitching prop?
No, but I mean, if I were going to, I would hop on that same McClanahan bet. But I don't know, man. I think it, to me, is a lot like when you see an over in the Colorado Rockies game and it's 12.5, and it's like, are we really going to get 13 runs? It's like, can the guy pull it off? Yeah, absolutely. And will he? Probably. But it just is kind of scary to bet an over 7.5 strikeouts. It's like, you need 8 strikeouts. It sounds insane, but can it happen? Absolutely.
And I remember him. Remember, we took an under once, and he burned us on the last batter. So this guy is still strong deep in the games. When he's approaching 9,500, he's still got it in the tank. So I like McClanahan, so I hear you there. I'm going to do another pitching prop. Going to do an under this time. I'm doing Chad Kuhl. They're the Colorado Rockies to stay under 3.5 strikeouts at even money. On Sunday, he faced these Diamondbacks and only got 2 strikeouts. Is he going to be better 5 days later? I don't think so. And people want to talk about Coors Field, home and away. Well, his last 2 away starts, he's also stayed under 3.5 Ks. I like that right there. He got 3 and 1 K in that. And the Diamondbacks currently, right now, versus right-handed pitching, have the least amount of strikeouts versus right-handed pitching. They are the absolute best at 14.2%. And they also have the 11th best batting average. So I think they can get to Chad Kuhl just like they did on Sunday. And I think they'll keep him in the process limited there on the strikeout. So another even money bet, plus money bet. Sign me up for Kuhl there of the Colorado Rockies under 3.5 Ks. All right, there's some dogs on the board you like to. Anybody got some bark in them?
I just feel like there's a ton of conflicting information. Some things maybe to like, and then it goes the other way. So, like, I'll have a system that is coming in like 68% on a team, like the White Sox, and I think the line's fairly justified. I look at their left-handed numbers, but again, it's Tarek Skubal. I know the money I can see is on the Tigers for whatever reason. I mean, what viable options do you really have? I don't want to go against Zach Gallen to take the Rockies. maybe you could fade Blake Snell on the Giants. I don't know. Seems more like an overplay to me. I don't know. Where is their underdog value? I guess maybe I'll do that dusting on the Red Sox, or maybe try a little bit on the Tigers. But I don't feel overly confident in any one underdog today. Do you? I mean, I know you said you obviously do. You said you have a lot of plus money bets. So what are yours? Where are you at today with that?
I've got 5, and just to maybe keep the show in normal length where people can go on about their day, I'll kind of give maybe a touch brief explanation on why I like all 5 of these. You've got the Cardinals taking on the Phillies. I like the better bullpen by far. Offenses are even. Cardinals is maybe a touch better. It's Wheeler versus Wainwright. Wainwright can equally match what Wheeler can do. So I'll take the Cardinals at plus money. Tigers are taking on the White Sox. White Sox cannot hit left-handers right now. They're 3rd worst in the entire league. They get a tough one to hit today in Skubal. So I like what the Tigers can potentially do against the White Sox. I like the Cubs and what they can do up against the Dodgers. They've got Keegan Thompson. He's been really nice. YRFI obviously expecting a nice day from that Cubs offense with the familiarity with Tyler Anderson. So Cubs are a nice dog. I like the Rangers today. You got a battle of the Gray. Has that ever happened before? Sonny Gray versus John Gray. I don't know if we got the battle. We got the Gray Bowl going on. Well, I like that Rangers bullpen way more. Offenses are about even, maybe a touch better. Starter, I'm not sure who's better. I wouldn't. Any one of these guys can be better on their day. So I'll just take the way better bullpen in that one. And then I think the Marlins. I think the Marlins have a shot there to maybe upset the Mets. Look, you've got 2 starters. I mean, everybody knows these teams, right? Interdivision teams. I don't think with Pablo Lopez they should be at plus 140. I think those are 5 dogs that I would maybe look in today if you want to back a dog today in Major League Baseball.
Cool,
all right,
man.
Keep swinging. You got any hitting props for the people?
Yeah, and it's pretty disgusting. How about Marcell Ozuna against Eric Fetty? Ugh. Oh, man, that's nasty. 636 average, 7 hits on 11 at-bats. Oh, my Lord. 2 home runs packed in there, a couple of double base hits. It looks too good, man. So Marcell Ozuna juiced way too much on the hits, so just take his over 1.5 total bases at even money. Why not? It looks good, and it's Eric Fetty. Come on, bro. It's Eric Fetty.
Keep that Swish Analytics site open. Don't close it quite yet, because one of my 2 hitting props is a same game parlay for the Braves. Look at all those Braves against Fetty. All of them have. You picked out Ozuna. You just picked out the best, but you could have picked out 4 or 5 of those guys. They all rock Fetty. So if you're a same game player, just start grabbing some Braves players to get a hit over their total bases, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Braves are going to put a hurting on Fetty like they always do. So can't go wrong with that. If you just want to stick to something a little bit simpler maybe and just say, what are 2 guys I can get a base hit so I can get a nice plus money cash? How about plus 113 for Charlie Blackmon there of the Colorado Rockies? Really been hitting Gallon really hard, a 471 average. And what about Edward Olivares? Edward Olivares of the Kansas City Royals. They're going up against Savali. This guy, I watched his last start. He just throws fastball at their fastball. That's a bad recipe for this Royals team. So I like Blackmon and Olivares at plus 113 for both of those guys to at least get 1 hit. All right, 6th inning. We call it It's a Steal. Anything on the board that you just were tossing your money at blindly because it was such a steal?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Just for the offense, I don't know. Do you have any opinion or feel any type of way about the Blue Jays at minus 110? Does that feel like a good deal to you? Or am I alone in that?
Feels like a steal. I mean, you're getting the offense advantage, obviously. I think Stripling's going to be better than Kirby, too.
Well, and I've talked about at different points in the year, sometimes it's worth, I think, buying the offense. Like, literally, if that's all you're doing in the game. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, the Blue Jays bullpen's great. No, it has not been. And they've lost some games, I think, even to the Oakland Athletics, right? I mean, they lost a couple of games, damn near got swept.
Didn't they get swept? Maybe they won their 3rd game.
I don't think they did.
Oh, okay.
No. They won their last game, I think 2-1. It was very low scoring and it was a sweat, but it was close. They damn near got swept by the Athletics. So yeah, the bullpen hasn't been great, but those offensive numbers still hold. And when you're giving me huge guys, huge power hitters, and Vlad and Bichette and Springer, and especially if you've seen Kirk play He does not look like a baseball player at all. Have you seen? You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of this short little barrel of a dude, but my God, he's got, I think, like the lowest strikeout rate in the entire league. They've got the bats to get the job done. If I'm going to buy an offense at minus 110, I'm sure as hell going to take the Blue Jays. I just feel like it's a steal, regardless of who's on the mound.
Yeah, pretty sure Kirk is projected to be the starting catcher in the All-Star game. That's a really good guy right there. He actually cashed our one of our bets. Remember that day we took? I think they were going against the Brewers. Oh yeah, it was Chichi Gonzalez, and we got that first inning cash, and they only ended up getting 3 runs. Well, it was his bat that hit the 3-run home run. So yeah, Kirk's a hell of a catcher.
No, he's come through big for me this year. I really like him. I don't know, man. Among some of my favorite players, they reside on that Blue Jays team for sure.
All right, for 6th inning, for steal, I'm going to do some Nerfies. Man, why didn't I play my Nerfies yesterday? My Nerfie lean hit yesterday. My 2 Rifey leans hit yesterday. And today it's only a lean. I need you guys to talk me into this. Should I just go ahead and bet it? Hell, I've done lost my 2 tennis bets. Djokovic started off looking bad. Maybe I should just bet this. Is another plus money bet, plus 102. Angels, Orioles. That's the Nerfie today. I think that's the best one on the board at plus 102. Both of these teams are struggling versus left-handers and right-handers respectively based on who is on the mound. Wells has been really good during the first inning. He's only given up 5 runs in his whole 16 starts. We know Wells. I tried to make a bet with Wells, but remember we did under 4.5 Ks. They've lowered that number down to 3.5. I just couldn't work in a bet with Wells. It was heartbreaking stuff. Detmers is the one you're going to have to worry about. He's given up 4 home runs in his starts, 7 total runs. He does bring 14 Ks in his first 12 starts. So you do get that, but both these teams are absolutely struggling versus left and right-handers. I think Angels Orioles is your best Nerfie of the day at plus 102. Maybe look for me a little bit later on Twitter. Maybe I'll grow a pair and add that one to the cart. Moving on to coming to a stretch. That's our best bet of the day. What was your best bet of the day?
It's the Rays run line for me. If you're scared and you want to do the money line, you can. Just to give you a statistical background on it, if you're looking at taking the money line, at least for like the system that I have statistically or like in a data model, I think it comes in around 67.8%, 67.9%, something like that. Run line is a little bit lower, but again, you factor in the fact that you've got an away team. You have McClanahan, who is already hitting 75% on both the money line and the run line. You're going against a horrible Reds bullpen and a really, top tier offense of the Rays. I'm comfortable enough to reduce the juice and take the run line, and I will say the Tampa Bay Rays at minus 110 to win by 2 or more.
All right, for my best bet of the day, I've got another plus money bet. Of course I do. What about the Pirates at 5 team total over 1.5 runs at plus 120? They're going up against Ashby. They faced him on Saturday and rocked him. 3.2 innings pitched, 4 runs, and got 2 home runs. The Pirates are about mid-table, honestly speaking, versus left-handers. They K a lot. They K a ton. They got the 6th most Ks versus left-handed pitching, but I can't ignore it. It seemed like everything today was a system play for me. Like so much hitter and pitcher familiarity, or just recent success against it. I don't see this guy having success based off him just getting rocked on Saturday, and you're only asking me to get 2 runs at plus 120. That's the best bet of the day. I got no problem backing the Pirates, maybe as nasty as that sounds, because people will say it's the Pirates. Nah, they're going to get it done. They're going to rock him again today. Another plus money bet, plus 120. We got to give these people a parlay before we send them on their way. What parlay do you like today?
Brewers are too overvalued.
Always.
Yeah.
What's your parlay of the day?
Oops. Give out yours first. I didn't get that far.
I've got one I actually bet, and then one that I'll give you guys. I know you guys just like money line parlays. My parlay that I've actually bet is the Twins F5 team total over 1.5 runs, and I'm parlaying that with the Guardians F5 team total over 1.5 runs. Got that at plus 266, so I just put a half a unit on it. Twins are going up against Gray. We mentioned that a little bit earlier when I was talking about the underdogs. John Gray's nothing special. This Twins offense, you're only asking me to get 2 runs? That's an absolute no-brainer. And kind of the same thought with Guardians going up against Singer. Like, tons of familiarity, tons of success off Singer being in the AL Central. I don't know. It just Guardians offense, they only get 2 runs. I thought both of those numbers were too low. I thought if both of those were at 2.5, you maybe think they would be at plus money, but you could maybe even single bet them I love that right there. So as for a money line parlay, the Rays are certainly in this money line parlay. I'm with the Squirrel. I like them a lot. I mean, and then how can you not just parlay them with the Braves with Fetty on the mound? They should absolutely crush him. They own him. They're like his daddy. So that parlay comes in at plus 120 for Braves and Rays. Kind of a no-brainer one right there.
Cool. I will do the Rays money line, and just to be different from the Braves, I will go ahead and take the Guardians and Royals over 8.5 full game. That's a minus 120. When you put those together, you now get a plus 185, which I like. Savali, as you were talking about, just throws fastball after fastball. Should be in trouble, major trouble with the Kansas City Royals. I think you're looking at like the second and fifth worst bullpen. I made a vow even last season to not bet on Brady Singer or back him, as I think he has major command issues. I have not seen really, like when I sit down and watch the Royals and Brady Singer's the pitcher, I don't think I've really seen a good outing that would make me feel very confident on him. And Savali for sure not in current form. Should see quite a few runs here. So I think Rays money line, if you're going in a parlay, and pair that with the over 8.5 for the Guardians Royals, give you a plus 185 is what I would do.
All right, let's move it over to the closer, where we give these guys our official bets, and then let's talk about all these games from a money line, run line, and over-under perspective. You can see there's my card. It's all plus money bets. It's that Cubs F5 team total over 1.5 at plus 110. Add in that Marlins F5 team total at even money. Add in the Pirates F5 team total at plus 120. McClanahan to get over 8 Ks, or 8 Ks, I should say, at plus 116. Cool to stay under 3.5 at even money. And then that double play I mentioned there, the Twins and Guardians F5 for a half a unit at plus 266. You're rolling with those Rays today.
I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it at you. Pushing the games.
It's
the
money.
Rays. It's the Rays. It's the Rays. Yeah. Man, I'm. Let me tell you what I'm doing at Hockey Squirrel. How about that?
Sure.
What I'm doing at Hockey Squirrel, here's the things that are coming to the website. I'm working on writing a new ebook that will be downloadable on the website that goes over a lot of the frequently asked questions, a lot of the experiences that I've had. I've done the high volume, the reasons I think it doesn't work, and I would like to get more into the teaching of the betting rather than just giving you plays. Like, I want to help people honestly understand how to do it themselves. And it takes a lot of time, and I know not everybody wants to, right? People just want to be fed plays sometimes, but I want to cater to that whole new audience that really truly wants to learn how to create wealth for themselves in the long run and be educated in what we do. So I'm working on an ebook there. I'm working on a whole new educational course for, like the theory of sports betting, the actual application of it. So you can get it in video form. You can read about it. I do, daily downloadable data sheets and all kinds of stuff. So I have a ton of stuff that I'm working on at the website. And that all goes into the low volume of just, look, here's the one pick. And this is where I find the largest discrepancy for the day is in the Rays. So that is why I'm not giving you 20 bets in a day and you don't have action all day. But if you go 1-0, aren't you happy just winning a unit? I'm ecstatic going to bed just knowing that I won my bet.
Love it. Okay,
After
cool.
years of doing this, I don't feel that I need 15 bets a day. It's too stressful, and I've been through it. So
HockeySquirrel.com. Let me go ahead and jump over to BetUS. We're going to talk about all these games again from a run line, money line, and over-under perspective. I took yesterday's rapid fire that we're about to do, put it in a parlay, and just missed out on $7,000 because they're Red Sox. Red Sox are my only
It's
loss.
always that one leg, isn't it?
Always that one leg. Missed out on $7,000. So I'm going to do one today, though. Look for me on Twitter. I'm going to do a free giveaway on Twitter today. I'm going to take what we talk about here in rapid fire, make another big, outrageous parlay, and see if we can't give away some money. So look for that a little bit later on Twitter. With that being said, over on BetUS, you got an over-under of 7.5. Rays at minus 180. Reds at plus 155. I'm trying to pick between the over under because I'm with you. I mean, it's Rays all day long with McClanahan. For an over under, I'm going. Man,
well, it's easy. It's easy. You take the over, and the reason why is because you expect the Rays offense to produce. You have a shitty bullpen in the Reds. And truthfully, when McClanahan comes out, I don't really trust the Rays bullpen with their actual numbers. They're not that great. They're still like reside, around top 10 worst. The reason that, we want to get this lead is early on. But 7.5, I mean, I think Rays are possibly capable of putting up 8 on their own. I would not even mess around with an under in this game, to be honest with you.
All right. Talk me into it. There's an over right there. Angels and Orioles up next with an over-under of 8.5. Angels plus 120. Orioles minus 140. I liked the Orioles yesterday. I like the Orioles again today. Minus 140.
Yeah, I like the Orioles not at a minus 140, though. I would probably play the over for myself. Hopefully just not in the first inning for your sake.
I'm going to add that to the car, especially now that Djokovic is going to crash. Yeah, I'm doing it. All right, Marlins Mets up next, over under of 7.5. Just take the over. It's at even money. Way over on that over. 2 of these pitchers, too much familiarity. Way over. 7.5.
Sure thing. Yep, I think the Mets line is set appropriately. I think it's around correct. I have around 68% for that game as well, which puts the Mets right about there. So.
Yankees Red Sox over under of 9.5. Yankees minus 165. Red Sox plus 140. I will take. Yeah.
I'm legitimately going to take the Red Sox, even for a little bit. Like yesterday, we talked about that lunch money sprinkle. Reason being, I think this is the perfect public fade, potentially what you would call some sort of a trap line. It looks really good on the surface. You see that record of 60 and 23 that the Yankees provide, and Nestor Cortez and blah, blah. I think you need to look under the hood a little bit at the Red Sox. They are a top 3 offense against left-handed pitching. They are at home. If we can get a decent start out of Seabold, I think plus 140 is perfectly fine. I would take a sprinkle on it.
The only problem with that is if you get a decent start out of Seabold, you saw it last night, you've seen it damn near every game, that Yankees bullpen is shut down. So even if Seabold matches Cortez, that bullpen ain't sniffing the Yankees bullpen. It's going to be lights over, and the Yankees will pull it out late. I hear you. I'm taking the Yankees on a run line at plus 105. I'll take the Yankees.
Oof. All right, cool. Well,
Nationals and Braves up next with an over-under of 9. Nationals plus 210. Braves minus 250. It's Braves run line. It's Braves run.
Absolutely. Why would it not be? Of course it is. Yeah. I don't feel like I need to play a total or anything. It's just it's Eric Fetty. Otherwise, just play some damn batter props and have fun with that.
Yeah, same game parlay that one up for sure. All right, Twins Rangers. We got the Gray Bowl as mentioned. Over under of 7.5. Twins minus 125. Rangers plus 105. I'll stick to my 4th inning lean there, and I'll take those Rangers at plus 105.
Okay. I'm going to take the Twins. I think they do edge them out. I mean, as far as offensive numbers, they edge them out. For the starting pitching, they edge them out. Is a minus 120 or 125 appropriate? Yeah, I do believe so. I think that they get the win. In the Battle of the Grays, yeah, I think the Minnesota Twins, and I know that the distributions are on the side of the Twins as well, so I'm going to lean there.
All right, Tigers and White Sox up next, over under of 8. Tigers plus 145, White Sox minus 170. I would jump on the Tigers. I guess I'm going to say over because I was going to say Tigers team total, but we're not doing that here in this segment. The White Sox are struggling. That being said, I don't want to go against what they normally do, which is crush left-handers, but they are not doing it right now at all. So I'm just going to take the over and say that maybe they can crush Skubal because they know him a little bit. And Giolito, he just gives up hard-hit missiles. I mean, he's not that good.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and back the Tigers. There's been a little bit of line, like movement in the line. I think when we were talking about it in the 4th inning, it was around plus 150. I just saw it dip to plus 145. Yeah. But somewhere in that ballpark there, I would back Skubal, and mostly because it is Skubal. If you got a different pitcher on the mound, I think you'd have a different price and a whole different game. But I definitely like him as a pitcher. So
all right, we're
a little bit underdog money there.
Yeah, we definitely need to collaborate and figure out which of these dogs we're going to put in our giveaway because it's a day for dogs. I think dogs are going to be barking. So, Pirates and Brewers are over on BetUS with an over under of 8. Pirates plus 180. Brewers minus 210. I'm taking the over 8.
I would take the over 8 also. I would not line up a Brewers run line, and I sure as hell would not be paying no minus 210. I don't trust the Pirates enough, so and I think the pitching is just bad enough to go over an 8.
All right, we got the Guardians and Royals up next with an over under of 8.5. Guardians plus 110. Royals minus 130. I'm taking the over 8.5. I think that's what you said, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Again, I think Singer has some command issues. Savali, quite obviously, with like an 8 ERA, just whipping fastballs down there. I expect run after run in that one.
All right, Phillies and Cardinals over on BetUS with an over-under of 7.5. Cardinals got that win yesterday in extra innings. They're a dogs today at plus 105 against Wheeler at minus 125. I'm taking the under in this game, under 7.5.
Yeah, Cardinals were against the Braves yesterday, weren't they?
Yeah, they pulled it out in 13 innings. Or 11, sorry,
yeah,
11.
Because I was on Spencer Strider, and that hurt. He did his job, though, man. It was, 1-1 or 2-2? 1-1, 2-2, something like that. Very, very low-scoring game, though, until extra innings there.
You know what he did to the first 9 batters?
What did he do?
Struck them all out. Yeah, struck them all out. I don't know. I mean, is that like
dude,
ever?
The kid's so sick, dude. Yeah, he's got that 7-foot stretch off the mound and ripping 100 miles an hour with a 7-foot release point, and it's got to be the power of the stash, dude. The power of the stash.
Right, the stash, right? Yes. Yeah, somebody sent that tweet out. First 9 batters all went down via the K. Just great stuff. All right, I think he ended the game with 12 in 6 innings, if I recall correctly. Rockies and Diamondbacks. We were on those Rockies yesterday. Got us a good 2-unit cash yesterday.
Today's Rockies. Not that day.
It's Gallen and Cool with an over-under of 9. Rockies plus 140. Diamondbacks minus 165.
It's not the day for the Rockies. It's not the day for an over. I don't think it would either be an under or... dude, it just feels so bad to pay minus 165 for the Diamondbacks, though. I do like Gallen. I really do. And
it's a tough one for me.
If there's... Yeah, I guess I'll take an under 9.
Okay, under 9. That's where I was going. Astros and Athletics, your Queedy versus Blackburn. We've got an over-under showing me of 7.5 on BetUS with the Astros at minus 180 and the Athletics at plus 155.
Among lines that are 7, 7.5, 6.5, this is one that I would entertain an underplay for sure. I think Blackburn's excellent. Astros obviously have been season long like the lowest, like involved in the lowest scoring games. I think they go under at an incredible rate. Number 1 bullpen, if I remember right, aren't they? Astros.
I'd have to. I don't know.
They are. Okay, they are. We're gonna call them that. And but yeah, I would feel very comfortable on an under in that game.
I'm going to go ahead and say the Athletics, and the reason I'll say the Athletic is Montas is going to. He's not starting tomorrow. They've got a TBA. We've mentioned when Blackburn and Montas, it's their only chances to win, and with no Montas, because due to his situation, they're going to throw everything at this game with Blackburn and hope like hell they can pull it out. Your Queedy's not anything too special, so all right, I'll say Athletics at plus 155. We get the Giants' Sam Long, whoever that guy is, going on against Blake Snell with an over-under of 7.5. This is an interesting guy. Let me talk about this for a second. They've got his hits allowed prop at 3.5 at even money. Man, I wanted to bet that so bad. The only thing that scares me is go look at Snell's game log. This guy walks like I think he pretty much walks 2 batter every game, and sometimes like 3, 4 batters. So that's why they've got his hits allowed at 3.5 because he could just serve up walks at an incredible rate. The Giants are the second best team in drawing walks versus left-handed pitching. You guys know me. I have struggled with taking over walks props, but at over 2.5 at plus 115, boy, I wanted to add that to the card, but I've just not been pulling the right strings with walks props, but I like that right there.
Sam Long, I think, has been around at least since last year. I remember him, though. I remembered the boy. Oh, wow. What the hell?
I'm
Hold on, man.
going. I'm going.
So listen, Sam Long is probably one of these like 1 or 2 inning guys, because then the primary pitcher I'm seeing is Zach Littell. Or
Who?
Littell? I don't know.
Who?
Exactly. So taking over?
No, I don't. You know me. I don't like. No, I don't take overs where you're going to get one pitcher for an inning. That's the reason why we didn't take that full game over yesterday in Phillies versus Nats. Right? We took the F5 over. Once you get in the bullpen, a guy has to come out and just be bad to get runs off of him. Because if he's like so, he's only going to be there for 3 outs and he's done. So you don't even have time to get runs off of him. I don't like it. If you're saying Giants are essentially a bullpen game, I'm taking the under 7.5. I think Snell can keep them quiet because the Giants are scuffling versus left-handers. So I'll take the under 7.5.
Can you read Chinese or whatever that is in the chat?
What?
That's some crazy characters in there. I don't know what that is.
No, I can't read any of that. All right, Cubs and Dodgers up next on BetUS with an over-under of 8.5. Cubs plus 170. Dodgers minus 200. Obviously, I like the Cubs today as underdogs, and then I'm also going to give out over 8.5.
So you remember yesterday I was telling you we kept that little nugget of information that the Cubs offense had been pretty decent. It was a 3-5 game I saw, and that was with Gonsolin on the mound. So I don't mind Cubs as a little bit of an underdog there.
And we talked about this as a good over series, right? We avoided it game 1. We saved people money. I think hopping over the over or the Cubs money line is a good play. Over is better. Over is better.
Ooh, check this out. 34% of the tickets, 82% of the money on the over 8.5 Cubs and Dodgers.
Like it. Sounds like that's going to be in our free giveaway.
On the over. Oh, yeah.
All right, and what about the Blue Jays and Mariners? Go ahead and end the night. Stripling versus Kirby. Over
Take
under
your minus
110
steal on the Blue Jays offense, I think, anyway. I don't know.
Yep, I'm there with you.
That's how I feel about it.
I'm right there with you. All right, so that'll do it here. Again, next week's going to be a little different. We're not going to be live with you guys at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, but we will be live at some point around 1:30 p.m. Central Time. Come join me, and I'll hit up the Squirrel every day. Maybe some days he can come join me, or it could just be myself. You'll have to find out.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't usually have anything. Oh, I never have anything going on. No, I'm kidding. I'm always working, but I'm here. I'm available to join. So,
all right, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Hit that like button on your way out if you're going to go ahead and tail any of these bets. Let us know by hitting that like button. Otherwise, like I said, enjoy your weekend, cash your bets, and we'll see you guys a little bit later on. Have a good one.
Absolutely. See you later.